It's time for first impressions video. I got 6 brand new fragrances to share with you right now. Welcome back to another video. 𝗥𝗿𝗄𝗃 here. If you do love to make a great first impression, and a lasting impression at that, smelling good is a great way to do that. In this video, I'm going to talk about 6 brand new fragrances that perhaps will help you smell great. So you know how this works. If there's any new fragrance that you'd love to see featured or reviewed here on the channel, be sure to sound off in the comments. From the 6 fragrances that I'm going to share with you right now, let me know if you have tried them and what are your thoughts on them. I'd love to read your comments in the comment section of this video and interact with you and have conversations, so please sound off in the comments. We're going to open up with designers and we move into the niche side of things. The first one we're going to talk about today is going to be from the house of Viktor and Rolf, and it's going to be Spicebomb. All these bottles are, for the most part, prepped before I start the video. I take them off the box, I put a little tester strip. These are my first impressions, so to speak, in each one of these fragrances, meaning I've never tried them for the first time. This is a flanker of Spicebomb Infrared from I think a year or two ago, which was just a regular EDT. This is the Eau de Parfum edition. Let's see what this one is all about. The box here, nothing crazy, red, black, with silver appointments. This particular kind of fragrance, though, the Spicebomb as it were, it's known to be a very spicy, heavy type scent. So hence the name Spicebomb. Spicebomb Infrared, they look like a grenade. Very silly looking bottles. The smells are actually pretty good with these particular fragrances. And this one here is going to follow suit to that original of the Spicebomb original EDT from I believe 2012. Very similar to the original. I'm getting a spicier undertone than the original EDT from 2012. Not red, but the original Spicebomb. This is going to be a little fuller, a little heavier on the spices. Quite nice. I was not a huge fan of the original Infrared, but this one here I do like it a lot more because it is playing this feel of the original Spicebomb that I loved, adding again, amping up the spiciness, the creaminess. It's more fuller, more denser. Really digging this one, and I think it's gonna be a heavy performing one as well. I'm getting cinnamon, I'm getting amber, definitely a ton of spices, also some creaminess coming from sandalwood perhaps in the base. This is really nice. I even get a little bit of a similarity with Angel's. There was a limited edition, a taste of fragrance. It was a chili infused Amen released, I believe. I don't know if it was like 2010 or 11, don't quote me on that, or 13. I'm gonna pop it on screen, but it's very similar to that Angel from Man, a taste of fragrance, or pure chili as people called it. So definitely the note of chili is here, cinnamon, red pepper, habanero chili, woody notes, leather notes. It's giving you a broad pyramid, but like I said, I'm getting tonka, I'm getting sweetness from the vanilla, I'm getting some sandalwood in the base. This is a winner, really digging this one. From a first impression here, guys, this is a solid release from 2023 for sure. Another brand new release from the house of 𝐀𝐗. Now, 𝐀𝐗 is very similar to your Bleu de Chanel's, to your Dior Sauvages, meaning it's gonna be one of those fragrances that are jack of all trades. You could dress them up, dress them down, you're gonna smell great. Platinum was really good as well. It's more of a creamy vanilla. This is going to be 𝐀𝐗 Green. And as you're gonna see here with this haul, there's a lot of green fragrances. I think green is the new blue, but let's check out 𝐀𝐗 Green before I get too ahead of myself. The bottle is going to be gradient from dark green to lighter green. It has almost like a leatherette kind of a feel on the box itself. I do remember that these bottles do have a mechanism. They have a little leather tag here from 𝐀𝐗, which is a leather good company, and there's a mechanism here to lock the sprayer in place, and you twist it to the left, actually opens up the sprayer. Let's see what we get out of this one, guys. 𝐀𝐗 Green. Sprays are nice. Wow, okay, so my thoughts exactly. It's going to have this blue, aquatic, airy, ozonic kind of a feel, along with some herbal nuances. I think there's lavender in here. So that's what I'm saying, green is the new blue, because as I'm seeing more and more with new releases, especially in the designer side of things, but even in the niche, to be quite honest, they are going back to the basics, meaning the fougères, the chypres, the oak moss, the lavender, the green nuances. So hence the fact that I said a few minutes ago, green is the new blue. I think it's definitely very in right now. This is quite good, guys. I like this one. It's got this airy, fresh, very bright, effervescent, great for this time of the year, spring, summer. You could dress this up, dress it down, you're gonna smell incredible. As opposed to infrared that I talked about before, I think it's more for cooler weather, the infrared from Spicebomb. This is definitely all year round, but better for like, you know, the warmer times of the year, such as now. Now, Coach Green is another 2023 release, just like infrared I talked about a few minutes ago. And the curious thing about this one is that fruitiness that you get up top, because it contains a note of kiwi, which is a note that you don't normally see on fragrance releases. So I do like that kiwi note along with the bergamot, geranium, rosemary, again, playing and paying homage to the traditional, more mature notes, if you will. I do get lavender here as well. It's not listed as a note. Cedarwood and crystallized moss in the base, which the moss here is very green. It is very bright. So, of course, this is the main pyramid that they're giving you, but there's a lot more notes in here. I do get the lavender, perhaps a basil note. There's definitely herbaceous, a green, almost coniferous kind of a feel. This is a good one. And to be quite honest with you, my favorite from the Coach line right now as it stands. This is a solid one, guys. Let's stay designer. Let's stay with green scents. Another green bottle here. This is going to be from the house of Louis Vuitton. This is going to be Pacific Chill. Now, Pacific Chill is one that got quite a bit of talks in the groups and on Instagram, especially beast sprayers, guys, especially here on YouTube. You know, the Louis Vuitton line is a great line. They do produce some quality juices. The only qualm I have with this brand is performance. Most of their fragrances, except for Ombre Nomade, which is the oud-based one, don't really last on my skin. Let's see what we get here from Pacific Chill. So right off the top, I'm getting this. The images that are you know conjuring on my mind here is of this spicy guava that's also minty and very refreshing. The guava fruit, very refreshing, kind of a bright opening here with mint, perhaps. Definitely get a fruity guava, you know, vibe in this fragrance. I don't know if guava is listed as a note, but if you guys are familiar with the guava fruit, I'm getting that here up top. Very fresh, very bright, very ethereal. There's definitely grapefruits. I'm getting tons of juicy, very bright fruity notes up top. Okay, looking at the notes, tons of fruits here. We're talking apricots, orange, peppermint, citron, dates for sweetness, figs. So it's a very fruity type of a scent. There is an explosion of bright fruits here. No two ways about it. This is definitely very bright, very fruity, very juicy, very minty as well. And not only the rose, but I'm getting other floral notes here, white florals as well. To be quite honest with you, I do dig the scent, but I think it leans a little bit more feminine for my taste. It is very nice though. Good job on this one. I think it's gonna last a long time. There is a creamy floral nuance that I'm getting here, probably from magnolia, a little bit of a jasmine feel along with that rose. It is nice, but like I said, to me, it leans more feminine. And for my personal taste, I don't think I would love wearing this myself, but I would definitely love to smell this on the lady. Usually it's a very hard note mint. I think it usually very nice in the beginning, greets you beautifully, but then it fades away. With Pacific Chill, I think the chill part of this, which is the mint, it's gonna be chilling for the whole life of the fragrance. Good stuff. Now the last three fragrances, we're talking about 6 altogether. The last 3 fragrances are all niche brands, and before I get into them, I want to tell you that you guys can try all 6 fragrances featured here on the video today at perfume.com. You can actually get a travel atomizer, you know, beautiful pouch. You know, the perfume.com is the best place to try it before you buy it. Live with it, love it. Once you're ready to commit to a full bottle, then you get a full bottle. But I think trying a fragrance, you know, this hobby can be quite expensive. When you get a decant, you can actually wear the fragrance, multiple different occasions, settings, situations. You're gonna know whether it agrees with your actual body chemistry, and you're gonna know you love it. Then you guys get a full bottle. So perfume.com, take advantage of the code below. I'm gonna have all that stuff listed for you. And of course, you can get a max pack. The more you get, the more you save. The more decants you get, the higher are the saving levels. Again, all details below. Get a max pack, get a single decant, doesn't matter. Wear on skin, try before you buy it. Enjoy the savings. And of course, all fragrances listed below where I got them. A lot of these are brand new, so you're not gonna find them at discount as well. Most of these I actually had to pay retail, of course. So let's get into the niche side of things now. And I'm gonna talk about a brand that I don't talk about much here on the channel, which is the brand of Thymme London. This is Bohemian Infusion. Don't know much about this one at all. Other than the fact that Thymme now has a new creative director, which used to be the old creative director for Amouage, which is one Christopher Sean. So I'm very curious to see up and coming releases from this brand, from Thymme London, because now they have the old creative director from Amouage. So I'm very curious. But this one here is Bohemian Infusion. This is going to be the clear bottle that's also frosty. So when I look at frosty, clear bottles, automatically I think about fresher, more brighter kind of fragrances. So let's see if that's the case with this one. Okay, so this is going to be first impression here. It's a fruity floral musk kind of a scent. Definitely very sharp in the opening. The musk here is going to be very predominant. Tons of sharp fruits as well. Maybe some oud or some darker woods are coming through now. This is not your run-of-the-mill kind of scent. Bohemian Infusion is quite unique, mind you. It's got this sharpness, sharp edges to it, with a musky undertone and some dark woods. So definitely darker woods are coming through. The sharpness of this fragrance here is really up front and center. So if you don't like almost bitter, it's like this sharpness with this bitter undertone, definitely musky. This is not only the most unique here from all the fragrances I talked about so far, but it's also the most powerful. It overtook everything in this room. Right now, it's all about Bohemian Infusion. Not sure how I feel this one here in a first impression standpoint. It's okay because it's very unique, but I'd have to wear it on skin. Not my favorite so far. I think Pacific Chill from Louis Vuitton is definitely the most feminine one. This one here is right in the middle, but I do get some bitter florals that are starting to come through. So probably my least favorite so far from everything I've talked about so far. Now we're going to talk about the house of 𝗏𝗏𝐻 Parfum. It's been a minute since I spoke about this brand. I think they had a vetiver fragrance a year or two ago. I think it was a year ago. I love what they do, the house of 𝗏𝗏𝐻 Parfum, by mixing music styles and genres with fragrance. This one here is called Liqueur BPM. Even before I tried the fragrance, I was very curious between the notes of leather, blonde tobacco, and the cocktail liqueur kind of a vibe that they said the fragrance would evoke. The bottle is beautiful. It's this shiny blue, indigo kind of a motif here with the obviously 𝗏𝗏𝐻 Parfum labeled, Liqueur BPM, wood cap. The bottles look nice, but they're not over the top. They're kind of minimalist, but they usually produce quite nice fragrances. Sprayers are beastly with this one. Liqueur BPM. This is really, really nice. What a special juice. I want to say this is going to be perhaps my favorite so far. This is very nice. It's got this cocktail vibe that's giving me a suntan lotion vibe, almost like a coconut liqueur. Definitely a coconut / figgy kind of a vibe that I'm getting here, which is nice. It's got the solar bit of a vibe also. The tobacco here is going to be very tamed. It's not one of those dark, in your face, rough and tumble tobaccos or leathers. This is going to be a very suede, white leather kind of a thing. The tobacco here, blonde tobacco, is very subdued in the back. I'm getting mostly of a solar vibe here. Cocktail, bourbon, vanilla, pear, definitely very fruity. I'm getting like a cocktail. Think about fruity pear, maybe a coconut drink kind of a deal. I don't know if you're familiar with Malibu, which is like a coconut rum. It's got a very, very similar vibe to that particular rum. Definitely a little bit creamy as well. There's no sandalwood listed here, but it is creamy. The patchouli is nice, amberwood. Again, the leather and the tobacco are really in the background. Very subtle, very supple, very smooth. Perhaps I wish the leather and the tobacco were stronger here. I'm getting most of that fruity pear with that coconut vibe that I talked about, which gives me almost like a coconut rum kind of a vibe, which is the most predominant note here. I like it. I don't love it. From the house of 𝗏𝗏𝐻, definitely not my favorite release of the brand, but it's nice, but I also think it leans a little more feminine, to be quite honest with you. And last but not least, from the house of MFK, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, one of the best perfumers of our time. This is a new Aqua. This is Aqua Media Cologne Forte. Huge name. Clear bottle. It's got the plastic cap, which is also kind of transparent, see-through. It's got this very light green kind of motif. I'm very curious because this is said to be a matcha base scent. So I'm very curious about this one. Sprays are amazing. You can control, actually, depending how hard you push, you're gonna get more or less juice. Wow. This is definitely savory smelling. It's got this culinary kind of a vibe. It's got this cilantro kind of a note. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's got this herbal green cilantro note. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the note of cilantro or the food cilantro, the herb that we usually, especially like Spanish culinary, they use a lot of cilantro in their food and stuff. Definitely getting a very, very strong grapefruit / cilantro vibe here. Maybe some bergamots or definitely a citrus vibe but that cilantro is overtaking the room. Not a big fan. I think this is my least favorite right now. I don't know how it would actually react on my skin, but on the air here, on the blotter, that cilantro, it's got almost like a BO, borderline kind of a smell here. Not feeling this one. This is a very strong musky scent, but again, that fennel / cilantro vibe here is killing me. Not a fan of this one, guys. My least favorite. Like I said, I don't know how this would actually work on my skin with my body chemistry, but I don't even know if I would be daring enough or willing to wear this on skin. Not feeling this one, guys. From a collection standpoint, check it out if you're a fan of MFK, which I am. I think in the past they've come up with some daring scents that I did enjoy. Grand Soir being one of them. There's another one that I like with the note of honey and musk, which the name escapes my mind now. I'm gonna pop it on screen. But this one here, guys, not feeling it. So there you have it, 6 brand new fragrances. Guys, let me know if you have experienced any one of these 6. Which one sounds most appealing to you and interesting to you, and why? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, a comment is appreciated, a like would be loved. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe for the channel. It would make my day much, much brighter. Guys, thank you so much for your support. As always, stay tuned for more. I keep you in the know. If there's any codes, any discounts, any deals, everything you need to know about fragrance is going to be listed in the description of this video. And as always, I will see you right here with another video very soon. Take care.